I knew that I was going to need to hear about what other people were going through and talk to them, because I hadn't heard from it from friends. You know, none of my close friends had children, so I knew nothing about it. So I knew that I needed to sign myself up for something, and I knew that if I stayed home with a baby all day, I would go crazy, just me and the walls and the baby. That would not work for me at all. That first year was probably the longest year of my life, because it was so different to anything I'd previously done in my life before. My first one fed every 2 hours around the clock for 6 months, until we realized that this child is not going to learn to sleep on his own. We need to help him, you know, and so we did. But the support of that group, you know, I never felt criticized for not doing sleep training earlier. So it was really good just to have people to talk to and bounce ideas off and say, hey, this is going on. And nearly every single time that I would say, I don't know what to do because this is going on with my baby, someone else in the group would say, that happened to me and this is what I did. And I think that's one of the most important parts of the group, is that you can feel free to say however it is you're going to parent. And you can feel free to say, you know, I'm going to choose to do this, or I'm going to choose to do that. So with the second one, I wanted to join a PEPS group firstly because I had such an amazing experience with the first one, and the support that I got from those moms was just incredible. And I also wanted a little bit of time once a week where it was just focused on my second child. It was just time for me and him. I think it was good for me to hear the other moms talking about their experience, because some of them were second-time moms, some of them were first-time. I could tell that it was harder for me. Like, I didn't smile, or it was really hard to smile, and I could put on a good act. I didn't feel like smiling. I was doing it because I thought, you know, I should, not because I wanted to. My brain was gradually shutting down. I couldn't remember things. I couldn't continue an entire conversation. I would forget what I was saying, and even my vision started to go down. It was just like my peripheral vision was just slowly decreasing. But the thing that actually prompted me to get help, to realize that I needed to get help, was one day I just could not stop crying the entire day. I was bawling my eyes out. I was in tears the whole day. Part of my brain was like, what's wrong with you? You know, you have this amazing life. You have a house, you can stay home, you're warm, you can feed your children, you have these amazing 2 children that are these happy, you know, healthy children, and you can't stop crying. And so that's when I knew that I had to get help. So I called a therapist. She's linked with our pediatrician's office. So I did this little questionnaire, and I went and met with her and filled out this questionnaire and talked with her a little bit. And she's like, yeah, I'll contact you in like a week or so. Well, she called me that afternoon and said, okay, you need to go in and you need to see someone now. Like, you need to get help now, today. Even just having heard it that first time in the group, because that's always one of the topics that they talk about. So just hearing about that it exists and that it can manifest in all kinds of different ways for different people. And you know, there were a few other moms who were struggling a little at the same time. It was really nice to be able to go into that group and tell them about how I was feeling, and tell them about how it was too hard, and tell them about how I wasn't coping and the thoughts that I was having, and that I could share that with them, and for them to accept that information without judging me for it. So because of all the support that I received through both of my groups, I gained so much from being a member of each of those groups that I really wanted to give that back to other families who are in the same situation that I was in, you know, either for my first or for my second. And it's so rewarding for me to be able to see those families get the same support that I received from my groups. And I think having experienced postpartum depression, it helps me to be able to talk about that topic in a very personal way that I hope encourages them to be able to talk to each other, and I hope it opens up the forum for them to feel more comfortable with talking about things that are very serious, or things that are challenging or hard, or things that are painful. So I hope that me leading groups, I hope that helps some of the other new moms and dads.